Hello and welcome to the third in our series of advanced tip videos for WarioWare D.I.Y. In this installment, we're going to talk about using the tap interface to create more sophisticated control schemes for your games. The first game we'll be looking at today is Alpine Lines, which comes preloaded on the game card. It's a simple snowboarding game with a surprisingly flexible steering mechanism. This is a great example of taking the simplest possible control, tap anywhere on the screen, and making it into something that requires real finesse to master. Notice that if you don't touch anything, you go diagonally down the mountain. If you tap the screen, you turn diagonally the other way. But you can go basically straight down if you tap fast enough, which means you can also get pretty much any angle between the two diagonals by varying how fast you tap. So with a steering system that works this well, we can go ahead and let the trees appear in random positions, since we know the player has the ability to dodge them no matter how close together they might be. And a game with a lot of randomness stays fun for longer than one where you always do the exact same thing every time. By the way, I've been using a version of the game that I slightly modified by changing the game length to long. This is a great way to get more out of a game you like. Make a small change, in this case one that makes the game quite a bit more challenging. Now let's talk about a microgame that's included in WarioWare D.I.Y Showcase for WiiWare. I've used the distribution center to bring the game to my DS so I can look at it in the Makermatic. On Course is a game where you have to pilot a spaceship between a bunch of enemies, but the gravity of the planet below is pulling you downward. We have 3 buttons here, which make you angle upward, downward, or straight across, depending on how much power you put into your thrusters. This steering system feels really different from the one in Alpine Lines, because you have to plan your trajectory in advance a lot more, so it feels more like piloting a vehicle. Under the hood, the ship is using the target type of movement, targeting an object that's just off the right side of the screen. When you press one of the 3 buttons, the object roams up and down in an area. When you press weak, it moves around in the bottom right of the screen. When you press medium, it goes pretty much toward the middle. And if you press strong, it jumps to the top right area. With the ship aiming at these different positions, it gives a good impression, along with the different art showing the thrusters firing more or less, that the ship is fighting gravity to navigate through the enemies. More subtly, the target's object roaming in these areas makes the ship wobble a bit while it's flying, which adds more randomness to your course. That wraps up our examples of how to make game controls that pack a lot of sophistication into simple tap-based controls. Be sure to check out the other videos in our series for more tips and tricks.